Students, this is the flag help video for Units 5 and 6 multiple choice review preparation. I'm going to be giving you a partial explanation for all the problems with the flag on them. So taking a look here, it says that we're going to write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through given points. So let's first define our terms. The slope-intercept equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. I'll write that in the margin. Y equals mx plus b. There's only two items you need for this. You need the y-intercept, and you need the slope. So step one, the easy one to find here, is to find first our slope. Because we know slope equals rise over run. And rise, we subtract the y's. Run, we subtract the x's. So you start making a template. That's a template. And rise, we subtract the y's. So I'm going to go like this, left to right. -1, 0. Run, we subtract the x's. So I'm going to go this way. Notice I'm drawing arrows, so I make that sure that we go consistent. Now you simplify. -1 minus 0, that's -1. That's -3. I just figured out that my slope is going to be +1 over 3. That is my m. Now, to get my b, there's a couple of things we can do here. I'm going to start by writing the original equation. Y equals mx plus b. And what I'm going to do here is I know my m now. I'm going to put that right there. So it's 1/3. I want to know my b. That's going to be my unknown. So I just bring that down. That's going to be my variable. And then if you look very carefully, you have a value of x and y that you can work with here. X and y, you could either use the one on the left or the one on the right. It doesn't matter. I'm going to work with the one right there. So there's our x and there's our y. So we're going to plug those in. X goes right there. I'm going to put a 0 there. And y goes right on this side, -1. You can do the problem with either point. It does not matter. To finish this problem, you solve for b. And then you actually go back and write the equation. You take that value of b, whatever it is, that value of b, and you're going to plunk it in right there. And then you have this value of m right there, and you leave that x and y, and you write your equation. It says find the missing side lengths, leave your answers as radicals in simplest form. So obviously we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle right here and a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So we're going to write out our 30, 60, 90 table, and there we go. 30, 60, 90, short leg root 3, short leg times 2. So it goes short leg root 3, and short leg times 2. That's for 30, 60, 90. And here is your 45, 45, 90, leg, root 2. Legs are equal, and the hypo is whatever the leg is times square root of 2. So you work with what you have here. And so we're starting here with a 30, 60, 90 triangle in 8. So that everything goes back to the short leg. So you identify your short leg. Which one's the short leg? The short leg is always across the 30-degree angle. There's a 30-degree angle. That means that's the short leg. Then you draw your 2 sprouts. Short leg to the long leg is times by √3. And short leg to the hypo is going to be times by 2. So we go back. We actually have the long leg here. So it reads like this. This is how it reads. Something times the square root of 3 is 5√6. That's what you're thinking. Something times the square root of 3 is 5√6. I'm going to wait about 30 seconds and see if you can't fill that in by yourself. Okay, let's backtrack here. We know we need a √6 here. So to get √6, we need a √2 here. That's √2, because √2 times √3 will give us that √6. And then our something, of course, we need a 5 here. So to go, what goes here is 5√2. Let me pull out that 45, 45, 90 triangle so you can see it. That's your right angle. 45, 45, and now we just found this edge right there, which is the same as this edge, which is now 5√2. And you're being asked to solve for x. So now you're over here working this chart to solve for x. Finish that yourself. Check your answer. It says right here, knowing that the area of a triangle is base times height over 2, find the area of the triangle. Round the intermediate values to the nearest tenth. Use rounded values to calculate the next value. Round your final answer to the nearest tenth. So what we ultimately want here is the area of this entire triangle, which will be right there. That is the area of the triangle. Let's write our equation out for area here for a triangle. Area equals base times height over 2. And in this case, our base, right there. Our height always creates a right angle. That's going to be our height. And it's over 2 because it's a triangle. So the problem is we only have partial resources here. Right now, that is 20 from there to there. That's not our entire base. Notice we also don't have the height at all, which is the red. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using SOHCAHTOA. Why am I choosing SOHCAHTOA? Because the angles are not 45, 30, or 60. So I'm going to start with that, 46. And from 46, I label. That's going to be my opposite, the 20. And my red, which I want, I'm going to call that X. Let me pull this triangle out so it's easy to work with. That's X. That's 20. And then right here we have 46. Okay, we do have need do. We have the opposite side. We need the adjacent side. We have an OA combo, OA. That goes with TOA. So what do? We write tangent of theta over 1 equals opposite, which in this case is 20, over adjacent, which is x. Now we go ahead and we're going to solve tangent of 46 degrees over 1 equals opposite, which is 20, over adjacent, which is x. Cross multiply. We get tan 46 times x equals 20. We solve for x here. X is going to equal whatever 20 is divided by that tan of 46. So we're going to go 20 divided by the tangent of 46. We're going to round to the tens place. We just figured that out is 19.3. Now keep in mind what you just found. You just found the height of the triangle, 19.3. Now what we need to do, we need to find this side here to finish out our base. We want to find that in order to finish out our base. So we're going to pull this triangle out, where you can see it. So we have this, which we don't know. I'm going to call that y. And this right here is now 19.3. This triangle out, and this is going to be 63 degrees. We have the adjacent. We need that opposite. So OA. So we're going to do tangent of theta over 1 equals opposite over adjacent. Tangent of 63 degrees equals opposite, which we don't know. That's going to call that y, over adjacent, which in this case is 19.3. Cross multiply. Tan 63 times 19.3 is going to give us our y. Run it to the tens place, 37.9. So this is going to be 37.9. Now we have everything we need to actually find the area. Our area equals base. Our base is this entire thing. So our base is going to be 20 plus that 37.9. That's going to constitute our entire base times our height, which is 19.3 over 2. You finish this out yourself and check your answer. Okay, it says here, find the missing measurement, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So you always start with what you have. We have here the area. We're going to write down our area equation. Area equals, you have to identify what the shape is. And this is a trapezoid. So once we identify that area, we write down our area equation for a trapezoid, which is going to be the length of one base averaged with the length of the other base. You average, you add and divide by 2 times the height. Remember, equations always have two sides with a equal sign. That's so important. Ready? Now we're ready to circle plug Chug and see what we have here. We actually have the area, so that's going to go on this side of our equation. 52.2 equals 1 base, going to be 12, plus our unknown other base, we'll call that x, over 2, times our height, which we have is 6. Your job here is to find your unknown, which in this case is going to be that x. All right, it says find the area of each regular polygon. Leave your answer in simplest form. That word simplest form is another way of saying exact terms, which means you're going to be working with radicals here. So let's take a look at number 30 together. First off, we know it's regular, so instantly you should do this. And since it's regular, and we're dealing with area, regular, area, regular, area, regular, area, regular, area. Your dad is a regular guy. He is so regular. We're going to cut dad in half, pa over 2. You come up with a better word association, please have at it. So we need to take a look at what we have here. First off, let's trace our perimeter. And we know all 3 sides are equal. So our perimeter is easy. Our perimeter, we can just do 14. 3 times 14 root 3. All of that gets our perimeter. Now our apothem, we do not have. Apothem goes from center to the side, midpoint of the side specifically. So we're cutting this side in half. We don't have that. But look what we do know. We can change this into a right triangle. And we know each of these angles here, because if you have 3 equal sides, you have 3 equal angles. So this is going to be 60, 60, 60 here. So we're going to pull this triangle out so it's easier to see it. I want this apothem, so we're just going to call that X. We're pulling that triangle out. If that whole thing's 60, that means this is 30 degrees. And this whole side here, if that's 14 root 3, then from here to here is half of 14 root 3, which is going to be 7 root 3. Your job is to figure out what that apothem is. So we have a 30, 60, 90, short leg root 3, short leg times 2. You need to identify your short leg here. Your short leg is across from the 30, so that your X is your short leg. So short leg root 3, short leg times 2. So to get our apothem, it is going to be something times 7 root 3. Excuse me, take that back this way. Something times root 3 is 7 root 3. That's what you're thinking. Something times root 3 is 7 root 3. Once you find that something, that goes here, which becomes your apothem, which goes right there, and then you can finish this up to find your area.